came from the
In the
sky.
sky, yeah.
Aliens invade. Earthlings, we have killed your leaders, destroyed your economy, and are here to take over your government. Oh, thank fucking God. Wait, what?
Bruh.
Bruh.
Go ahead, switch it, bro. Switch it.
Bruh. Man, everybody knows, man. Everybody knows. Aliens ain't trying to come here.
Nope.
They ain't trying to.
They probably already ruled the planet, man. This is working exactly how it's designed to work.
There's a show I watched that kind of like, you know, the same kind of concept though. Like they're fighting demons in the show, but like the guy's like, what if, you know, the leaders of the humans worship demons? It's like, what if our leaders are just aliens in disguise? The lizard people. Who knows, right?
The Draconians.
We'll find out. It's the men of letters.
It's the men of letters. We are gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
Truth. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Men of Letters. I'm Shad.
I'm Kobe. How y'all doing?
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? So on this show, we talk about the creepy. We talk about ancient lost history. We talk about his story versus history, and all the things that go bump in the night, and conspiracies, and a little bit of politics in that as well. We have to touch on it. And I want to clarify, we are not red pillars. We are not, just because it's Men of Letters. We are not red pillars. I had a nice young lady ask me that Saturday, and she's like, "You're not red pillars," or I'm like, we haven't known each other very long. Probably known each other for a few weeks, and I was just like, "What? Wait, what is that?" And I forgot I heard the term before. I think you and Sean explained it to me before. I'm like, "Oh God, God, no, we're not."
Did you watch that documentary that came out about? You can say the red pill or some call it the manosphere. Have you watched that documentary?
No,
it's on Netflix. Check it out.
Okay, what's it called?
The down
manosphere.
Someone probably will know before I find out. Let me look real quick. But something about the downfall of the manosphere or something like that.
Yeah. What's up, Sergio? In the building.
Sergio, what up?
Didn't see it. I was just on the phone with Sergio while I was setting up my my stream here.
Well, we appreciate you pulling up, Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio had lunch. We had lunch today, so that was good. Nathan White, man, what's up, bro? Appreciate you pulling up.
Man, I'm not trying to look too long for this. I'm gonna find it.
Appreciate the kind words, Nathan.
Oh, it was Nathan's birthday the other day.
Yeah, happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday,
happy belated.
Nathan.
Yeah, I think what's that? Friday, Saturday?
Some inside the manosphere. So that's like the red pill.
The manosphere. Okay, I do want to check it out. I do want to learn more about it. She was kind of explaining it to me. A lot of those people are Trumpers. It's just kind of her take on it. So
all of them kind of segue. You know, they all kind of copy. You know, I don't want to get into too much. They all kind of took Kevin. Who was that dude who died? Kevin Samuels. They kind of took from him and kind of took it to a way more derogatory way.
Right.
Kevin Samuels definitely had his issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some things that could I see his point for sure. Like, you kind of take a step back.
Oh, Nathan, trust me, we know. We know you don't sit within the manosphere.
But I thought he was kind of, you know, sure he might have been doing it for the bit, you know, doing it for the show, but he was a little. He would go hard at the sisters a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, but you know. Anyway, they took that and ran with it and made it something that turned them into, like you just said, all kind of the Trumpers and really like weird conservatives. It's a weird thing, but that's why people talk about Gen Z and how they're kind of more racist than the millennials are because
Mm.
that's the kind of environment they grew up in. The internet kids. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I have no idea what the manosphere is.
You don't want to.
You don't want to know.
I mean, you
Happy
can. You
Monday
can find
show.
out. Definitely can find out on Netflix. There's a whole documentary about it.
Yeah,
Um, and,
I think it's something we should watch and
and long
just
story
be
short,
aware of.
bro, anybody who been around some things, I'm gonna say it like that. You knew them dudes weren't like that in real life. They
Right.
weren't like getting women like that. And if they were getting women like that, they weren't acting like that with the women they had in their life. Like you just kind of like it's
Right.
all just a grift. But a lot of
Yeah.
people thought that was like how to be and live by it. So weird
Uh,
stuff, bro.
yeah. Well, not this guy. I might have my little Gen Xums in me and don't necessarily know how to use the right pronouns and all that good stuff, but definitely no, I'm all about the ladies. And maybe it is like the jerk said. I don't know much about it, Nathan. But
The
yeah,
jerk shed.
yeah. But she was breaking it down for me. And maybe she's watching. Hopefully you are. But yeah, the whole red pillar thing. I'm like, no, but I can see how you can see that men of letters because you would just the name of it. Like if you don't know the supernatural universe,
I guess so.
you
I
know,
feel you on that.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Nah, man, ain't no red pillar, ain't no whatever misogyny. Nah. I respect and love my women. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
just use nouns.
I just
Yeah,
use nouns.
yeah, we love the ladies, and hey, we'd love to see the ladies rule. Give them a chance, man. Let them run. Let them run the country. Let
Right.
them run the planet. I'm all for it.
Man,
So I need no professional doubts. But yeah. Our sister would kill us too, and we're both afraid of her. So,
yeah, we're terrified. Terrified.
so go ahead, bro.
Do you before we get in the show, have you heard any conspiracy theories, anything new and alien wise? Like I just feel like that should be something we should talk about because you always keep something. You see anything in past week that we should be? I guess that's game for the game. That's
No,
game for the game.
there was something that I wanted.
I'm not gonna
There,
lie. For me, it's been real slow. Like I ain't seen no real good ghost, nothing, bro. So I'm
there's
glad we
something
got
big out there. There's something big. I just can't remember what it was.
the last thing Trump was talking about releasing the files,
Oh,
UAPs, but like that never really was anything. So
yeah, that's just what they call it, a distraction
yeah,
from the Epstein files. I really don't
more
care
files,
about him releasing anything because if he released it, I wouldn't trust it anyway. So
right? Well, shoot, they think like you were talking about aliens. They think Epstein was an alien, or like you know what I'm saying, or they're a part of some weird thing because they were
mm,
eating people. Like, I'm gonna talk about that every day. They were eating people,
yeah,
y'all. That's a
yeah,
lot of work. That's crazy.
they're saying that he's a part of the Draconians, which are reptilians, and reptilians
Wow.
they the conspiracy and the rumors are that they feed on human beings.
And he was surgery. They said, yeah, I seen like he was there with AI,
Yeah.
but I seen images of him walking around, and man, I don't
Mhm.
know, man. That is,
Yeah.
but
But we think that
go
he
ahead.
was. Well, we don't think. I mean, there's conspiracy out there that he was a spy for Israel.
Yeah,
So
if
and he was put out there to um compromise these world leaders so they would
mm,
have something on them.
mm.
But I don't know if that's true. It sounds like a good theory. I'm always down for a good theory. Doesn't mean that I
I'm gonna tell
believe
you
it,
right now.
but I entertain it.
The people who talk about that are people who are like, you know, leftists, and they kind of know some. They're kind of in the news, you know what I'm saying, stuff. So I'm not saying it's true, but a lot of the things that they predicted have came true down the line. So
Hmm.
we'll
Yeah.
see, man. Um,
There is something that I've been seeing a lot going around, Kobe. Not necessarily aliens, but the Van Allen belt that's kind of sprang up a little bit. I keep getting, and that might just be because of the algorithm,
mm,
but the Van Allen belt and how we can't get past it. So it's kind of one of those conspiracy theories that they're trying to use to say that we never went to the moon. that type deal.
I've
So
been
that's
seeing,
popped up a lot.
and we're gonna get into the dissertation about Tartaria, but I've been seeing a lot of we died in 2012.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
that we're not like it goes with that theory of your consciousness will skip to the next timeline. Basically, we're
Hmm.
not on our timeline anymore. People keep saying because it ended in 2012 or some say 2011. So I've been seeing
Yeah.
that pop up a lot of my algorithm. I don't know why.
Quantum immortality.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah. He said we'll never know till next week, possibly.
Right.
Yeah. So today, and then we should talk about that quantum immortality. I did have a bunch of quantum immortality game for the game. I don't know if they're on here. Yeah, I do actually. It's so funny you mentioned that because we do have a
Okay.
quantum immortality real game for the game. But today we're going to. Oh, wait, hold on. Nathan White said something happened in 2012. Yeah, I don't know what, but they keep saying that something happened in 2012 because the Mayan calendar ended, and yeah, I don't know. But there's also a theory that the world ended in 1986 as
I've
well.
seen that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so ain't no telling which is which, man. But I
I
don't
mean,
know.
at this point, I mean, if you've been rocking with us for a while, we literally have shown you a lot of, I mean, it's not evidence, right? We're not out here
Mm,
doing the scientific research, but a lot of things that we've
well,
showed you have discussed how we live in a simulation, the double slit theory,
mhm.
um, quantum theory. What we just watched something about how we live in a simulation a couple weeks ago. I forgot, but a lot of that stuff we kind of touched on that. So the
Yeah.
Matrix when it came out,
Seasons are off.
it was speaking on some things that I thought was funny, but now I'm like, well, I
Mm.
mean, maybe it's way and maybe it's more complex than the Matrix, right? Like,
Yeah, I
so
don't see why it wouldn't be, man. Yeah, and I saw Sergio and Nathan White comments. I put those up there. Seasons do seem to be off. I don't know if that is just a natural thing that happens here on Earth. But uh,
it's
I,
not.
yeah.
We got
So
18 inches of snow in Minnesota one weekend, and then this weekend it was 78 degrees.
something's off.
Something's off.
Something just ain't
And
right.
and you can say that's Minnesota, but usually me growing up, it was it was cold, 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 and then
Hmm.
May it was snap.
Right.
Now it's you don't know what you're getting anymore. It's something I don't know. It's
Yeah. A lot of truth to that, man. Because when I grew up there, man, it was dude, it was a frozen tundra, man. It
yeah.
was it was wild and crazy, and I was just like, I got to get the hell up out of here, which I did. Now it's just weird. And CERN has opened up black holes, have totally. I don't know if they've done that for sure, but it's possible. But things do seem off. Let's see. Sergio
Burn.
said, I think we are in the wrong timeline. Possibly, and it's our job to enlighten ourselves and to vibrate at a frequency that we can move
Mm.
to a better timeline. Magnetic shifts could be causing seasons to be off. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a cyclical thing. Syria. I sound like the guy at BAFTA now. But or possibly maybe fracking. But yeah, but they said that the Earth has cycles, not just seasons, but the Earth has cycles that happen every few millennia. So
That could
ain't
be a
no telling,
thing.
right?
It's crazy out here, man. CERN out here doing like if y'all don't know what CERN is, look that up. They're out here, making
Mhm.
wormholes and portals and it man.
Yeah, possibly opened a portal to another dimension, and interdimensional beings are here causing all kind of crazy things. This has been the letters, guys. We entertain it all.
We've literally talked about like if you ever heard of the show Stranger Things, I'm sure all of you had. If you're
Hmm.
here, the Montauk Project is what they were inspired by
Yep,
to make that show. They actually had the show named Montauk. If you
it
watch the
was
last episode, I'm gonna spoil it for you. I believe who's
top
the top. He
the
talks
cop.
about the cop talks about moving to Montauk.
Mhm.
in the last episode, one of the last episodes. So, look into that. That's a great. That story is crazy. Like time jumping, it's crazy.
Yeah, we could
But we
just chase it
covered
on
all
that.
that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
covered all that. So today we're covering there's a theory that that there was an ancient civilization way
Holy shit.
before. Wait, oh
Was this
really?
boat in Tennessee, Portland, me in Tennessee? Jeez.
I mean, bro, remember that story we shared? We should. Did we ever cover that on a stream? We need to cover the Lost Tapes podcast. That brother's talking about his homeboy like in Dream World. That's another
Oh,
conversation.
no.
Um, that because it went down in Tennessee. It was great. It made me think about that. Nate. Anyways, get back on topic.
Mm.
Tartaria was basically an ancient civilization way before. I mean, I think before us. I don't know how that works. I don't know how the timeline works, bro. But probably before we became who we like are as humans, right? Like way
Yeah.
before that. And they think that that's why we see a lot of these ancient buildings that are millions of thousands of hundred thousands of years old that kind of break our timeline. They're the ones who made these things. And this video is called "They Froze Tartaria" and called it Antarctica. A
Hmm.
video by Tartaria Vault. So I mean, there's a lot of people looking in this or believing this theory. We'll be kind of on the train. We discussed Atlantis. We discussed Lemuria.
Hmm.
So we're discussing another ancient civilization theory that is Tartaria, and according to this, video, they think that they could actually that we do know about it, and they froze it.
Yep.
And what's crazy about that is that there is a pyramid, or let me not say that. There's
A
a
mountain that
pyramid
looks like a
shaped
pyramid.
mountain. Yeah,
Hmm.
there's a mountain that looks like a pyramid, like it looks like a frozen over pyramid. So with that being said, do you want me to run it? Or do you want to run it, Rashad?
Oh, you can run it. Yeah, you better
All
at
right.
it. Yeah, and so Nathan White said we have talked about it. But there are no videos, so maybe we should find that and just hopefully they let us do the video or do a reaction video
What
to
video?
it. About the guy who could go into
Ooh,
different
yeah.
dreams and or go into dreams and learn different skills.
Low key, I would do that now if y'all wanted to. It's a long video, so maybe not on Monday night.
It's pretty long. It's pretty long. I mean, that's a lot more interesting than this. I was rewatching. I was re-listening to this today on the way to the auction. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
so we're gonna have to try to keep it live. The
yeah,
dude, the voice is boring. I think next week we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that podcast. Um,
yeah. Maybe we'll
yeah,
do that
yeah.
next time.
Nate, you looked at the image. There's a mountain. Yeah, that mountain looks
Yeah,
just like a pyramid to me. So, all right,
same.
let's kick it off. Watch this whole video.
I want to start with a number 1820. That's the year they tell us Antarctica was first sighted. First officially sighted, they'll say, if you push them on it. First recorded, first documented, first acknowledged. And for most of my life, I accepted that. I didn't question it. Why would I? It's in the textbooks, it's on the timelines. It's the kind of fact you absorb in school the same way you absorb everything else, passively, without resistance, without asking why.
True.
But then I started looking at the dates more carefully, and once I did, I couldn't stop. Before we go any further, I need to briefly return to something I covered in the last video in this series. And if you haven't seen it, I'll link it below, because what follows won't carry its full weight without that foundation. In that episode, I explored what mainstream history calls the year without a summer, 1816.
We should look into
The year
that.
following the eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia, which, according to the official record, ejected enough ash into the atmosphere to lower global temperatures, destroy harvests across the northern hemisphere, kill livestock, trigger famine from New England to northern Europe, and turn summer into literal winter.
And I don't want to like pop it too much, but we hadn't had one of those happen in what?
Not in our lifetime.
No, lifetime. Like that's so when Sergio said geo manipulation. I'm not big on that theory. Trying to be a
Mhm.
logical person, but
That's
at the
fair.
same time, I'm like, I mean, we haven't had anything like that happen in so long. Like,
Right. Right.
Tambor.
Let's see. 1% chicken can cause smoke. Jeez. But the year without summer, it did happen. It says here, Google AI, global
mm,
climate catastrophe characterized by severe weather abnormalities that cause global temperatures to drop by as much as 3 degrees Celsius. 5 point. That's not that bad.
oh,
5.4 Fahrenheit.
so
So
he kind of hyping it. Okay,
yeah.
all right.
A single volcano. The explanation is tidy. The timeline is clean. But then I started pulling on threads that didn't belong to that story. Because here's what the official account doesn't explain: the uniformity, the sheer sweeping continent-spanning simultaneity of the collapse. Crop failures weren't regional, they were global. Reports of unnatural cold, of snow in June, of orange and purple sunsets, they weren't clustered near Indonesia. They were everywhere at once, and not just environmentally, socially, politically.
Bro.
The years immediately following 1816 saw a cascade of institutional ruptures,
New England got
population
snowstorms in
displacement,
June.
and what one researcher I came
Crazy.
across described as civilizational amnesia. Entire communities that seem to lose continuity with what came before. In that video, I proposed something that I know made a lot of you uncomfortable. And good. It should. I proposed that the year without a summer was not a volcanic event, or more precisely, that it may not have been only a volcanic event, that the atmospheric disruption of 1816 bore the hallmarks of something more catastrophic, more deliberate, something closer in its signature to what we would today recognize as a nuclear winter. A sudden total atmospheric blackout, not from
That's
a mountain,
insane.
but from a civilization-ending event.
Dude, July and
Yes.
August.
The
I'd
kind
be
of event that would
mad
leave
if it
behind not just
snowed in
climate data,
July.
but
Right.
erasure.
Oh my
The
god.
kind of
That's
event now
insane.
loosely associated with the hypothesis that before the 19th century,
And the fact that's the thing that can happen is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
what? You're just saying, yeah, one day we get a volcano eruption.
Yeah,
Like,
you're fucked for you're screwed for a few years.
do you remember that snowstorm that Russia got? The snow was as high as like the skyscrapers. That's something that's terrifying. Yeah,
I don't
or
remember
maybe
that.
not skyscrapers. They were like tall apartment buildings. Yeah, it was so high that it was like covering buildings.
Oh my god.
So like
Damn.
that being a thing that can happen in real life is just crazy. But
there
Yeah.
existed a global old world civilization, sophisticated, architecturally advanced, connected across continents, that we have come to call provisionally Tartaria. Not an
Tartaria.
empire in the conventional sense, not a
Tartaria.
country with borders on a modern map. Something harder to define. A presence, a civilization whose fingerprints are visible everywhere once you learn to recognize them, in the architecture, in the canal systems, in the city grids that appear
Mm.
fully formed in the historical record without any construction documentation, without any scaffolding period, without any of the messy incremental archaeology that should accompany human settlement. And then, apparently, it was simply gone.
I hope not.
We covered all of that, but there was one detail I kept circling back to. One date I kept setting aside because it felt almost too convenient, too perfectly placed. The date Antarctica was discovered.
Gets deep.
1820, 4 years after the year without a summer. I want you to hold that gap in your mind.
4 years without
4
a
years.
summer.
Not a generation, not a century. 4 years after what may have been the most catastrophic atmospheric event in recorded human history, an event that, if my previous analysis holds, may have functioned as the final act of a global civilizational collapse, an event where the entire world experienced freezing simultaneously. And then the world's most remote, most inaccessible, most sealed, most frozen landmass is suddenly, officially discovered.
Hmm.
And not by one expedition, by 3, simultaneously. A British crew, an American crew, a Russian crew, all operating independently, we're told, all in the same region, all within months of each other, all in 1820. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you that's impossible. People chase discoveries, expeditions overlap, competition drives exploration.
No.
I understand all of that, but I want to ask a different kind of question. Not whether it happened, but why then? Why, after millennia of human civilization, after the Phoenicians and the Greeks and the Romans and the Chinese and every sophisticated maritime culture that ever put a hull to open water, why does the largest landmass south of the equator remain entirely undiscovered, undocumented, and unnamed until 4 years after the world's sky went dark? Why then? Because
And they're
here's
going
where
through
the
a crisis at
conventional
the time.
account starts to develop cracks. The further I went into the cartographic record, and I mean deep, into archives that don't get cited in introductory history courses, the more the 1820 discovery date began to look less like a beginning and more like a cover story. There are maps, actual surviving, historically documented maps that show Antarctica long before 1820.
Yep.
The Peary Race map dated 1513, drawn by
so the entire world found Antarctica in 1820?
Yeah. So basically, they're saying that the entire world discovered Antarctica in 1820, but there are maps
that show it.
That show it from the 1500s. They tried to rewrite all this stuff. They tried to rewrite all this history that was discovered then. They had maps that was showing Antarctica that wasn't ice covered. Let's see here.
Okay.
Nathan White, he said something. He said something opened the Antarctica door and released the code and caused everyone to go there. And it's about to get deeper.
They just said 100%.
Damn. Ottoman admiral who explicitly stated he was compiling it from older source maps shows a southern landmass with a detailed, accurate coastline. Not a vague blob, not a speculative fringe. A charted coastline that, when researchers in the 20th century overlaid it against modern satellite imaging of the subglacial terrain, the actual rock...
That looks like a satellite image just drawn up.
Right.
Rock beneath 2 miles of ice, aligned with a precision that no one has adequately explained.
How'd they do that?
How do they make
the Orontius Phineas map from 1531 goes further. It depicts Antarctica without ice, with river systems, with mountain ranges.
River systems and mountain ranges.
Features that we only confirmed existed using mid-20th century sonar technology. Let me say that again more slowly because I think it's easy to read past it. A map drawn in 1531 shows geographic features of Antarctica that humanity did not technologically confirm until the 1950s.
Are you Googling right now?
No, are you? What the? So you're telling me that map is from the 1500s?
1500s.
And they're saying that they have it like they have land, man.
They got land. Yeah, they got land, they got mountains, they got river systems, they got all kinds of shit. And they're saying that we didn't confirm it until we had sonar imaging. I said in the 20s.
Did we have sonar imaging in the 1500s, yo?
No. Baby. We don't know anymore. We don't know anymore.
You're saying we were there before the either we were there before the whatever 1820 or we were mapping that out, like, because the only way, like, the map is showing from above. It's not showing a flat surface. It's not showing like we know it's there. We ain't been there. They're saying there's a mountain range and a big ass lake.
Yep. River system, bro.
The official explanation breaks down almost immediately under the weight of that sentence. The academic response has historically been coincidence, lucky extrapolation, or the suggestion that ancient cartographers were simply guessing at a southern landmass for philosophical and geometric reasons. Symmetry, balance, the idea that the north must be matched by the south, and maybe that's true. Maybe it is coincidence. But how do you guess a river? How do you guess subglacial mountain ridges? How do you guess a coastline with enough accuracy that it survives comparison to satellite data 5 centuries later. You don't guess that.
5
You don't
centuries later.
theorize that. You map it from observation, from presence, from knowledge that was either first-hand or inherited from someone who was there. And that raises a question that the mainstream record has never satisfyingly answered. Who was there? If you're finding this worth your time, and I hope you are, consider subscribing or becoming a YouTube member.
Come on.
This series goes places that
Little shameless
for a
plug.
moment because I
It's all
think
good.
we've been looking at it from the wrong angle. In the previous video, I laid out the case that the atmospheric event of 1816, whatever its true cause, may have functioned as the terminal moment of an old world civilization. The event that ended something. The nuclear winter that followed what may have been a civilization-scale catastrophe, leaving behind depopulated cities, orphaned infrastructure, and a historical record so thin it barely qualifies as a record at all. But what if that framing is only partially correct? What if 1816 was not just an ending? What if it was also, for someone, a beginning? Here is the theory I've been sitting with, and I want to be clear that I am presenting this as a question, not a conclusion. What if the atmospheric event of 1816, whatever generated it, was capable not only of disrupting the Northern Hemisphere's climate, but of accelerating glaciation at the poles? What if the same mechanism that turned summer to winter across Europe and North America also, in some compounding way, drove ice formation southward? What if Antarctica, the ice-free continent visible on 16th century maps, was in the process of freezing or had recently been frozen, and 1816 was either the final phase of that process or a deliberate rehearsal of it? I know, that's a significant claim.
It is.
And I'm not making it as a claim. I'm making it as a shape, a pattern of timing and geography and suppression that I cannot stop thinking about. Because consider what comes next. 1816, the sky goes dark. A global atmospheric event of unprecedented scope disrupts civilization. 1820, Antarctica is discovered, officially entered into the record, named, catalogued, claimed, not before, not during, after, 4 years after. The pattern appears, and once you notice it, you cannot unfocus your eyes from it. Stay with the timeline, because it doesn't stop at 1820. The same thread, the maps, the knowledge, the carefully preserved secret of what Antarctica actually is, keeps surfacing decades later in the hands of people who had every resource in the
They
world to
set
go
off
and look.
whatever they set off. They set it off here. Whatever they did it here, and it spread out, and then
And they blamed
sure
it.
they did at the same time on the volcano.
They blame, yeah. They blame the volcano. Very possible to accelerate the freezing, but it should have melted quicker.
Well,
Yeah.
like my thing about all these, is like, why hide ancient civilization technology? What are the elites gaining from that, other than like they get the first hand, they get to use it first, and we never get it? Like, that's one thing I can think about. But like, how do you make money on that? I guess, I guess that's what we do.
So, Pope shit.
Okay.
They have a whole bunch of things that the Vatican knows about, and it doesn't fit their narrative. You know what I'm saying? The Crusades changed the world.
Yeah, I mean,
And
there's a whole library under the Vatican that, like you said, there's stuff that should be in the Bible that isn't in the Bible because they didn't want it to be in the Bible.
Right. So
Okay.
if it wasn't in the text, wasn't in the Bible, and then we didn't have this technology, even though the Bible is telling you that there was technology, ancient technology, but they make you interpret it that it wasn't, that it was magic. You know what I'm saying? If they were to let you know the truth of like that there was a more technological advanced civilization before us, people will lose their minds, because they're like, okay, well, if you lied about that, what else are you lying about?
I mean, I want to ask the chat. Do you guys actually believe that we started 5,000 years ago?
That's
That's
a
what
good
the
question.
Bible says. Like, y'all really think we like human development only took 5,000 years? I don't know. I'm not saying you have
That's
to
a good
answer, but
question.
like think of like
Hmm.
that. Like not saying you get to give up your religion. I'm just saying that just doesn't even add up. It doesn't even make any sense.
Doesn't, man, because they found fossils of humans are way older than that.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. They named her something. They found that
Lucy?
other Lucy in Africa, and Lucy was a hominid very close to a Homo sapien, and what she was like 25,000 years old, something like that. The
Man, I
pyramids
mean,
are the pyramids are older than 5,000 years old. So if Homo sapiens started 5,000 years ago, well, who the hell built that? And it
I
should say
mean,
aliens, and you're a Christian, a devout Christian. Then what does that say? Does that break your religion, your religious beliefs?
and according to AI overview, it just tells like AI overview, y'all. If y'all don't know, it tells you what you want to hear, so you gotta be wary of it. But it says approximately 400,000 to 430,000 years. So I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not talking about anybody's face. It just doesn't make
Definitely
any
not.
sense. Like how that would make sense.
Yeah, I think the question is, hey, do you think we started 5,000 years ago? And if you don't, but you believe in you believe in this faith, then what are your beliefs? And if you do believe in it, then that's fine. Um, but why? Okay, so Nathan he said something. The giants that existed, the Vatican has evidence of, and they won't show us, and everything else they have. It's ridiculous for them to hoard what they have, distraction through religion. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that the giants, because the giants are mentioned in the Bible a lot.
And in every other religion too, they're
Right.
I guess yeah, because that was mythology was a religion, a Greek,
Hmm.
all that was a religion at some
Those
point.
are religions. Right.
Giants were mentioned a lot. I just no this I don't want to make it a political conversation if that's where I don't. I'm just always curious. Like, y'all really think we started 5,000 years like that?
Right.
Like what? That doesn't make any sense.
So, all ways to get with it. Yeah. Yeah, Nathan.
Anyway,
Well stated. All right, we'll keep rolling.
1946, 1 year after the end of World War II, the United States Navy launches Operation High Jump, a full military expedition to
We've talked about
Antarctica.
this.
Not a research team, not a small exploratory vessel, 13 ships, 33 aircraft, nearly 5,000 military personnel. Led by Rear Admiral Richard Byrd, one of the most decorated naval officers in
Why?
American history.
they released an army to over here for what?
The stated objective was scientific, mapping, research, establishing a base, and maybe that's all it
When
was.
they ever done it for anything else?
But here's the part that makes the timing impossible to set aside, because the Americans were not the first military power to take Antarctica seriously.
Yeah, he did.
Not even close. In 1938, 7 years before High Jump, Nazi Germany launched its own Antarctic expedition,
Yep.
the Schwabenland expedition. They mapped nearly 600,000 square kilometers of territory, dropped
Jeez.
thousands of marker stakes to assert territorial claim, and reportedly returned with something that shifted internal priorities at the highest levels.
Bro.
What exactly? We're not told. The records are incomplete in the specific way that records tend to be when the answer matters. What we do know is that German submarines were documented operating in Antarctic waters as late as 1945, and that certain senior figures in the Nazi scientific apparatus had a known documented obsession with ancient knowledge, lost civilizations, prehistory, inherited cartographic traditions that supposedly predated the modern world.
They were big on that.
They were. So then that almost damn near proves something that we're damn near saying. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that proves something. I don't know what it is, but because even the United States was interested in it at some point.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we'll discover look out. Yeah, it's over.
Mm.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, then they'll be fighting over it. Yeah, and the thing about it, man, is that again, we always talk about Hollywood on here and how Hollywood tries to desensitize you from certain things. Think about it, like when you watch something like Marvel, they did it on Captain America. They were calling them it was the Red Skull and the SS or whatever. They were looking at the advanced technology, alien technology, space of these weird things that Hitler was requesting his forces to look into. And I think Marvel they because they actually had the cube, right, Kobe? The Red Skull he had the cube, right?
Yeah.
And they were trying to open up portals to other worlds with it. Why why would Marvel make a movie about that? I know Captain America fought the Germans, but why that? Why was that the plot?
And what? Look at this shaped mountain. Like I'm not trying. We'll watch this. I'm gonna get. Ooh, I'm getting choppy. Let me
Yep.
chill out.
They're cutting your feet, man. You
must not what happened, but
you must not put tin foil over your modem today for the show.
What is going? All right, let's go ahead. Let's just keep playing.
All right.
Same maps, the same thread. Which brings us back to the custodian problem, the Piri Reis map, the Orontius Phineas map. The Admiral himself stated he compiled those charts from older sources.
I'm telling you, sir, they're trying to tell you without telling you, bro.
Never accounted for. Someone held that knowledge. Some chained hands preserved it across centuries, across the 1816 rupture, intact enough for multiple parties, an Ottoman admiral, a Nazi expedition, an American naval fleet to apparently follow it to the same place. Who were they? And what did all three find when they got there? The evidence doesn't answer that, but it doesn't dismiss it either. Now, I want to talk about what we're not allowed
every
to
year, man.
Because this is the part of the Antarctica conversation that most people skip past, and I think it's the most important.
Someone say America is
you cannot
that right now
go to Antarctica. I want to be precise about this because the casual response is, of course you can. Expeditions go there all the time. And yes, they do. Scientific expeditions, government-sanctioned research missions, tourism even in limited and highly supervised forms. I'm not saying the continent is surrounded by an invisible wall. What I'm saying is this. The Antarctic Treaty System, signed in 1959 and now ratified by over 50 nations, designates Antarctica as a scientific preserve and explicitly prohibits military activity, mineral extraction, and nuclear testing on the continent. And in practice, it means that independent, unsupervised exploration of the Antarctic interior is essentially impossible. Not illegal, exactly, just practically impossible. You need logistic support that only governments and large institutions can provide. You need permissions that are quietly difficult to obtain for anything outside of approved research parameters. You need infrastructure that does not exist for the independent traveler. The result is that Antarctica is functionally the one place on Earth that the ordinary citizen of the 21st century simply cannot go and look around.
Thanks,
and
Obama.
I want to ask, why does that feel normal to us? Every other landmass on the planet, every mountain range, every jungle, every desert can be accessed by a motivated individual with enough resources and determination. People climb Everest recreationally.
Yeah, why do they stop flying over parts?
Alone. People sail to the most remote islands on Earth with nothing but a small boat and a compass. But Antarctica has a treaty. 50 nations signed in the same decade that sonar technology first confirmed what was hiding under the ice. And we don't find that remarkable. We nod along. We accept that the treaty is about science, about peace, about environmental preservation. Maybe it is, but the evidence suggests that simultaneous global agreement is extraordinarily rare. Nations do not agree on almost anything. They disagree about borders, about resources, about ideology, about language, about everything. The 20th century was practically defined by national disagreement, except here, on this, about this one place.
Totally
the
fine in this
coordination
place.
problem becomes impossible to ignore the longer you sit with it. 50 nations, all agreeing, all signing, all maintaining, consistently, for decades, about a frozen continent that officially contains nothing but ice and penguins. What is it about ice and penguins that requires an international treaty? Let me tell you about the architecture problem, because this is where the Tartaria connection stops being abstract. Across the series, we've documented imperfectly, provisionally, but documented the presence of old world construction techniques in places they have no business being. Buildings that appear in the historical record fully complete, without construction phases. Civic infrastructure in cities supposedly founded in the early 19th century that would have required decades and resources that those young settlements simply did not have.
Yeah, I agree with this. Yeah.
Cathedrals in frontier towns, elaborate sewer systems in cities that were, by official record, wilderness 5 years before the systems were installed. The mud flood evidence, the buried ground floors, the windows that begin below what is now street level because the street level has risen.
It could have been the Moors.
Something came down and covered what was
Yeah,
already
but
there.
there's the Moors created Tartaria, right? The Moors are very closely connected with Tartaria. That was their kingdom, right?
I don't know. That's a good thing to actually look into.
Okay.
I want to wrap it here. Is that okay with everybody? You kind of, is that cool?
Yeah, Nathan. I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up.
So I think the most interesting story about all of that is the mud flood that basically and the mud flood caused the orphan trains. We should do something about the orphan trains where these kids just showed up all over the world on trains.
Should we show that? Should we show that part?
I mean that's a whole other dissertation. But if you can find a reel about the orphan trains, Nathan, our Sergio said he's good with it. The orphan trains is, and this guy, the guy that we're just watching, he does a whole dissertation on the video on the orphan trains, and that is just crazy. And like these kids just show up to towns, and
you know, 6-minute one here. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to show that real quick.
I never even heard of it.
Really? Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
It's copyrighted. Never mind.
Is it? Oh, damn. All right. We'll get show that.
Hold on.
But as you go back to that guy's video, he shows a little bit of it. But I'll just give another, just a brief continue with the description of it. These kids showed up and they don't remember a lot about where they're from, and those that do, they tell these fantastic stories of a city that they lived in that was made of light, and it was beautiful and brilliant, and it basically got swallowed up whole. The town got swallowed up whole, and the parents all disappeared, and they couldn't find the bodies of the remains of the parents.
I found a short, and I haven't watched it, y'all, so don't. If it's trash, but it has Joe Rogan, some dude, and he just asked Joe, "Have you heard of Orphan Train?" So we'll put this on Game for the Gang. If you want to throw the banner up for me, bro.
Yeah.
I never even heard of Orphan Train before.
So we'll get to the next segment here, which we like to call Game for the Gang, where we show interesting reels that we find on social media, and we throw them up here to discuss them. So we're going to start off here with Orphan Train.
All right, we're going to pull it back.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff, man.
Have you ever heard of orphan trains? What? Have you ever heard of the orphan trains? This reminds me of the orphan train. I remember when I was a kid, I would see cartoons and they're like, this orphan train's going to go off the tracks. And I'm like, why are there a bunch of orphans in the trains? And then you start getting into what that really is. This is where Cabbage Patch dolls come from.
What?
Yep.
Genetically. Yeah.
What the fuck are you saying?
Orphan trains, dude.
What is an orphan train?
The theory is, and they kind of did this in Canada with the indigenous, where they sent them to other parts of the country so they couldn't learn any of their culture. And basically the thought is that either they brought kids from where they were born and brought them to the other parts of the country and gave them to the elites to raise as children or do whatever they wanted to do with them. Yeah, here it is.
Okay, it says orphan trains were large-scale social experiment in the United States where orphaned, abandoned, or homeless children were transported from crowded eastern cities to rural areas in the Midwest to be adopted or placed in homes. Between 1854 and 1929, an estimated 200,000 to 250,000 children were relocated primarily by the Children's Aid Society and its founder, Charles Lorne. This movement is considered a precursor to the modern foster care system.
So that's a very clean version of it.
Right.
But the whole belief is that these are the children of, I'm just going to throw out a name out of Tartaria or stuff like that, and that they're the children of this to kind of erase history.
How it's just like an alley. It's just the.
I'm telling you, bro.
What the hell?
I'm telling you. Yeah. So
kids now.
So they've all passed on now. You know, because this happened in the around the 1800s, I believe. Whatever they had trains. I don't think they had trains. They had trains in the 1800s. Yeah, so they've aged out. Tyson had Captain Pets kids, grown up garbage pail kids were you know a cheap Timo version of Captain Patch Kids, but I mean it's the same type of deal. But that's pretty much where it came from, man. And
I want to show you. I don't want to mean to cut you short. I want to show you the pyramid or the mountain shaped pyramid.
In Antarctica.
In Antarctica, like this is just a quick image, of it right here, right there. So
that's a pyramid.
I don't know what that is, but I don't know if that's a person, that's even more interesting. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it looks like a pyramid to me. What look like to you guys in the chat? That's crazy, Sergio. Yeah, a lot of kids. See, these kids are coming up missing for a different reason. Now, like the orphan trains, there were kids that were, you know, gathered and shipped off from, we're thinking, another civilization. Garbage kids were wild. Some scared me as a child. Yeah, they're pretty freaky. They were pretty freaky. Yeah, they had like garbage pail kid stickers and scratch sniffs, and some of them stank on purpose. I don't know. Pretty wild. But yeah, guys, so if you guys want us to do a dissertation on the orphan trains, that's really interesting because it's kind of scary. And like, you know, some of these kids, they talk about remembering their parents waking them up at like, you know, 3 a.m. and telling them to run and, you know, pushing them out of the house, and then them seeing just this big wave of mud coming toward the town and then swallowing the town whole, and just crazy stuff, man. Just crazy stuff. So yeah. But anyways, we'll keep it moving here on Game for the Game. We're gonna do Trapped in the Moon. We have let's see. Jill said, okay. Yeah, do that now. Computer. Okay, definitely. All right, we'll just do that for the next show Sunday.
All right. Okay.
Well.
We will not be doing the sleep one. We'll do that on another one. Yeah, I think we should do the train too.
Say what?
We won't do that dude podcast. We'll do the kid.
Yeah. So the next one, we've kind of shown this before, but this is called Trapped on the Moon. We've talked about this guy, but this is just a little bit more in depth video about it. This is about the remote viewer that got his soul got trapped on the moon. I like it there. There we go.
Listen to them. And the last viewer that we sent up there, his soul is trapped on the moon. His body is in a coma in a special medical facility run by the CIA.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And his family has been given like medical compensation or whatever. They told him, like, they told his family that the guy had died in the line of duty or whatever. And he's been held in stasis for years and years as they wait for his soul to come back from the moon, where apparently there's the capacity to lure and trap somebody's consciousness, which they finally did to one of these CIA remote viewers after repeatedly telling them not to surveil whatever's going on up there.
Strange. We had a guy on here named David Morehouse.
Oh yeah.
He was a remote viewer, a part of he was a part of these programs for a long time. I think it was in the 70s.
I read his book Psychic Warrior.
Early
on.
Yeah. And he said that he remote viewed the moon and there was nothing. He's like, it's all bullshit. There's nobody there.
I don't know whether he was being blocked or what, but I can tell you some other things about the moon that are much creepier than a city on the dark side of it.
Well, and here's another thing. If there was a city, why is it only on the dark side?
Well, because that side faces away from us all the time.
So because whoever built it doesn't want us to see it?
Of course. Of course. That's the convenient place to put it. There's also another reason that's technical, which is that if you put, we've been studying this in terms of potential lunar colonization, that if you put listening telescopes, like the Arecibo dish, stuff that's meant to convey signals across space. If you put it on the side of the moon that faces the Earth, there's too much interference with radio signals coming from the Earth. So if you want to have basically interspace communication from the moon to elsewhere, it's better to put something on the side that always faces away from us, so that you're not bombarded with radio signals that are being transmitted from the Earth.
Right.
That's a technical reason why you would do it, but mainly I think it's for concealment purposes. Okay, but the story of what's going on the moon is a lot more. It's a lot more startling than finding a city on the dark side of it, right? Because you could be dealing with a natural satellite that has been colonized at who knows what time by whatever spacefaring civilization. No, it looks like there's a much more disturbing scenario here. We didn't listen to them.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's about the remote viewer that went to the moon and saw Nordic aliens using people as slave labor. They told him not to come back up there again, and he kept going back up there, and they kidnapped his soul or his consciousness. Yeah. So Nathan, that's a little inside joke. I told Nathan that you had a pretty full dance card yesterday, and so we're going to put the show to today. So that's his no dance schedule or routine.
Oh, you're funny.
But
I don't know what he was talking about. Like,
what? So, but when you hit me, I was like, bruh, totally fine, because woo, man, I have not stopped.
I needed a day.
I needed it too, man. I like, man, we keep this train moving around here. Like there's not a whole lot of downtime. So when you hit me up, bro, I was like, ooh, okay. I'm totally fine with that. So we kind of talked about this earlier in the show, quantum mortality. So Kobe's gonna show that one.
Yep. Yeah, here we go.
You've already died, but your consciousness jumped to a timeline where you survived. Number 8 will make you question every close call you've ever had. Here's 10 disturbing signs you've already died and jumped to another timeline. 1. You never experience your own death. Quantum immortality theory says your consciousness can only exist in timelines where you are alive. Every time you die in one reality, you instantly shift to a timeline where you survived. You never experience death, you just keep waking up. Number 2, reality splits every single moment.
You can do that, Nathan.
Physics says that every decision, every moment creates infinite branching timelines. One where something happens, one where it doesn't, and infinite versions in between. You're constantly jumping between them. 3, close calls are actually deaths in other timelines. That car that almost hit you, the bullet that skimmed you, someone finding you just in time. Those weren't miracles, those were timeline jumps. In another reality, you died, but your consciousness chose the branch where you survived. 4, other people see a different version of events. From everyone else's perspective, it looks like luck or a miracle, but they're experiencing their own timeline. You're experiencing yours. The version where you lived might not match what they remember happening. 5. You're basically unstoppable in your own awareness. No matter what happens, you'll always shift into the version of reality where you made it through, even if you shouldn't have survived, even if it makes no sense. Your consciousness refuses to go to a timeline where you don't exist. 6. Near-death experiences. Feel surreal for a reason. People who've had NDEs report feeling like something shifted. They describe weird changes at close call, small details in life that are suddenly different. That's because they jump timelines.
I love it.
7. Your memories don't match other people's memories. After a close call, do you remember things differently than others? Do details feel off? That's a sign you shifted to a parallel timeline where events played out slightly differently. You're not misremembering, you're remembering a different reality. 8. That heavy deja vu is a timeline glitch. Deja vu isn't just a brain trick, it's your consciousness recognizing a moment from another timeline. You've been here before, just in a different version of reality. The feeling follows you because you keep jumping. 9. It never stops, you keep choosing to live. As you get older, your consciousness keeps selecting timelines where you survive. Over and over and over
Me
again.
too.
Everyone around you might age and die in their timelines, but you just keep waking up in another branch. 10. You're trapped in a strange kind of immortality. This isn't the immortality you asked for. You can't escape it. You'll never witness your own end. You'll just keep shifting to the next timeline where you're still alive, forever, until the universe itself ends. Do you think you've already died and jumped timelines? Drop yes or no in the comments. What if you've
That's pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, I've had some heavy deja vu too, buddy.
We can be here to the end of time and be wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. So my best example of that happened to me personally is when they opened fire in that vehicle that I was in.
Oh yeah, I thought about that.
Yeah,
that's weird that you said that because I thought about that when you said that.
Yeah. That is crazy. You think about the same thing because literally, like the bullet hole was through the window that was right in front of me. That was right in front of me, and somehow I moved and got out the way. Really?
The bullet
How?
went up too, right? Like the bullet didn't go where it's supposed to go.
The bullet went through the window and somehow ricocheted and unfortunately hit somebody in the back.
Yeah.
Our buddy in the back, but he lived. He's fine. He's fine, everybody. But like the guy who was driving, he said, I just knew you were dead. He's like, because I saw that first. I saw that hole first, and then I just knew if I were to turn to my right, then you're gonna be slumped over, and you were totally fine. Like, and that fucked me up for a long time. And then a couple weeks later, 9/11 happened, so I was fucked up for a very man.
I remember that being a conversation where they were saying where usually bullets go down. For some reason, the bullet that came at you went a little up.
Yeah, and I died. I just plastered myself against the window.
And they had no reason to shoot at you guys. Like
no reason.
It was just a misunderstanding. I guess I don't know if that's a misunderstanding, but you know what I mean. Like
they must have thought weird.
They weren't who they thought you were.
No,
you guys were some people. I don't know.
We're just some R&B singers looking for the studio.
Looking for the studio.
We're just looking for the studio to cut a record. That's how we were doing, and they lit Tron's car up, man. So yeah, but and my life has been a little different. I ain't gonna lie. Since that happened. So
you've seen the veil.
Yeah, and then some. So all right, guys. So enough of that. But that's why I gotta. How many bullets have been thrown at you? I mean, there were like 8 bullets to hit that car.
That's wild.
Yeah, and then it showed that 7-foot shadow that was hovering over you. That might have been the me that passed away, and I was saying goodbye. I don't know, but it was very strange that it happened right when we got shot at.
That's crazy.
So yeah. Anyways,
wake up. Something bad happened.
All right, so I got the next one. What the fuck? Okay, there it is. All right. This is called Sky Daddy. Let's check it out.
God share and peace to the gods and goddesses. In 2003, when President George W. Bush went to Iraq, he didn't tell us that it was, he told us it was for oil, but he didn't make mention of the body of Gilgamesh as well as Stargate technology, portals that they had. And there was draconian insignia on those Stargates. A lot of people aren't aware of that. There's a Stargate in Iran as well. There's Stargates all throughout that area. The neighboring countries between Iraq as well as Iran holds extraterrestrial technology. And that's one of the main reasons why our country, why the U.S. actually goes over there. They'll tell us just for one thing, and not only that, they're also trying to hide the Epstein files. One of the reasons why we're headed towards World War III is to basically take the attention off the files, as well as extraterrestrial technology that they actually are safeguarding. What most people are unaware of is that extraterrestrials have been in control this whole time. This is why they lack empathy. A lot of the faces that you believe are human are actually extraterrestrial in nature. And I'm talking about some of the politicians, world leaders, and celebrities that we see today are wearing skin suits, or actually are Mach 5 robots. A lot of them are already having alive for crimes against humanity back in 2019 in Guantanamo Bay. When it comes to the high serious beings that are actually controlling and manipulating this matrix,
I don't know about that.
It starts on top. And the beings that they typically refer to as God are actually extraterrestrial. Beings that they just revere as God, but they're now nowhere near prime source creator. All right. A lot of any being that actually wants to be revered as a God is malevolent in nature. No being is going to want to take your sovereignty because that's breaking universal law. So if any being descends upon you and actually tells you to kneel or worship it, then at that point you need to question it. At that point you need to know it's a demon because it needs your ashe in order to basically exist. This is also why religious constructs was created. Religion was created for the purpose to take you outside of yourself from realizing that you're sovereign. The Roman Emperor Constantine created Christianity in 325 AD. John Smith is responsible for the Baptist religion. Charles Parham created the Pentecostal religion in 1901. Joseph Smith created the Mormon religion in 1830. Charles Taze Russell created Jehovah's Witness religion, all right? William Miller created the Seventh-day Adventists, and Francis Champollion founded Egyptology, all right? And these were all colonizers that created the Bibles. Constantine is actually responsible for the name Jesus, all right? A lot of you talk about Jesus, but the J didn't exist 2,000 years ago. The J was created by Gian Tracinio in the year 1524, all right? All the characters in the Bible with the letter J, it's actually made up. It's falsified. J was just created just recently. This is the man who created the letter J. His name is Gian Giorgio Trissino.
See why he created the letter J
in the year 1524, which means the letter J is only approximately 502 years old. So if so-called Jesus, right, was born 2,000 something years ago, that means his name couldn't be Jesus. So a lot of times people come underneath my comments and they say something about Jesus, that, etc., not realizing that Jesus only means hell Zeus, all right? And Zeus is actually Enlil. So when they talk about the name Jesus, this is in representation of worship and veneration to Enlil, who is the sky father in the Anunnaki pantheon. So your sky daddy is actually Enlil, who is a malevolent Anunnaki extraterrestrial biological entity. The fact of the matter is we really need to wake the hell up and get out of religion. It was created for the sole purpose of mind control and manipulation. This is why people like Charles Collick Jones Sr. created books like Making a Negro Christian or How to Create a Negro Christian. Their objective was to completely pull us away from our ancestral ways, all right? And once they did that, they detached us from the Akashic records. The concept of Christ is really a level of consciousness that we're trying to reach. Christos consciousness. Remember, I told you that the pineal gland is composed of piezoelectric microcrystals called magnetites, dendrites, and calcites, which are crystals, all right? This is associated with activation of the 12 silicate matrix, which is our crystalline body, hence the term Christ consciousness, all right? Once you reach that pinnacle of consciousness, at that point in time, you step outside
the
three-dimensional construct and you can peek beyond the veil and see beyond the fourth wall. What people don't realize is that we were prisoners of war. The concept of slavery is actually false. We were actually prisoners of war, and we didn't lay down. It was no way that we were free. It's something called the Gullah Wars. You need to research. And the Gullah Wars was basically about us freeing ourselves. We freed ourselves. We weren't free. All right, so they wanted us to believe that we were docile and laid.
What's up, man?
This nigga is All right, I was laughing at him in the beginning of this video. This
Yeah,
nigga is
he's
going
spitting.
right now.
Yeah, the robots threw you off. I get it. Make another funny comment, by the way.
Okay, we shut up. I'm just
Yeah.
like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then he got on his bars. He got on his
Okay,
bars.
let me shut up. Let me stop laughing at them. Like, this he's saying some like this is actually some real some real stuff. Like this is actually true. Like you can look in. I'll be peeking like a mug. Hold on.
Yeah, man. All right, I'll keep rolling.
Down and eventually were laid free, but that's not the case. One of the ways that we were subjugated and the way they kept our people docile was through religion, through Christianity. And a lot of you guys are still the same way, brainwashed and manipulated by this religious construct that was meant to take you away from your true primordial essence. It's time to wake the hell up. They told you 666 was bad when they really represent the formula for melanin. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons.
Remember that one girl on the show said that.
Activate our pineal gland because they purposely closed it. We need to get to utilizing herbs like Hirataki, Bacopa minori, lion's mane mushroom. These are all herbs that will activate your pineal gland. Every day I've been dreaming. I've been having astral projection and outer body experiences every single night as of recently due to consistent Schumann resonance spikes and solar flares. All right. This is a time where it's a mass awakening all over the planet. And sadly, a lot of y'all are still sleeping because you're glued to religion. I recommend utilization of herbs like blue lotus. I've been drinking blue.
All right. So anyway, it becomes a commercial for herbs, basically. But yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, he's talking that stuff, man. They're again they're trying to take you away from that stuff, man, and calcify your pineal gland. Dude, because they're saying you have to, like I said, if an entity comes down and say that you have to praise them and kneel to them and bow to them and be subservient to them, it's not a god.
Really? Are you really who? Yeah. Are you who you say you are? Why do you need me to bow to you? You are who you are. Like you are the most powerful entity that walks this planet. I need to bow to you for you to feel worthy.
That's a G with a lowercase g, because and we can kind of take that and use that in our daily lives, like your parents who created you, because they said God created you, right? And He's the creator of all and all that stuff. Your parents who create you are not telling you to bow to them and to praise them and to do all these things and to sacrifice things to them. And well, that's the Old Testament. Well, I don't care. It was in there. It's the same. You still using the same book.
They just
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they want
respect. And then, and that's also teaching you. That's just a lesson. Respect me as your parent, and also respect everybody you come across. Always be respectful.
Like saying namaste. My light sees the light in you. Essentially, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
my light can, it's just respecting each other and that's not you don't need to bow to me. That's not saying you need to bow to me. The God in me can see the God in you.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like I put my light into you, so therefore you are me.
Yeah,
you are a continuation of me.
You kind of mean we are. We literally. We did that one video where like 99, like our DNA is so like closely matched.
Oh yeah,
at some point we might have been like from one like group, like person basically, because like we were almost hunted.
Yeah,
something happened
because we went extinct, but we almost went extinct. So that's why our DNA is closer than any other species on this planet. Yeah, the very this is like so why would I bow to a so-called being I can't see? Exactly. Like what? that doesn't make sense. See, Nixon said, I had fluoride treatments as a kid. I don't think they work well. My parents just like to bang, and then I came out pretty cool stuff. You were the product of it.
Oh man. But you're light. You're white.
Well, I tell you what, man, it wouldn't happen if it wasn't fun. It wouldn't. So, at least make the act enjoyable. Yeah. So, all right, guys. So enough of that sermon. You want to go ahead and get the next one, bro?
Yeah.
So Nathan mentioned this last show. It's pretty interesting.
All right, this is April 2026.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
People here that have the ability to predict the future, and Chris Bledsoe was one of them. But when he told people what happened to him when one of those orbs came down and spoke to him, y'all thought he was lying. If you don't know, Chris Bledsoe told the Pentagon in 2012, and one of these orbs that he saw came down out of the sky and was a woman.
Know that.
The woman told him that she was the divine feminine. He also told him something that was going to happen in 2026. Mind you, this is in 2012. She basically told him the world is about to change because they can't lie to us anymore. The veil is broken. We are living in the age of Aquarius. But it's not what she told him. It's how she told him. She told him that when Israel and Iran exchanged missiles, she told him in 2026, when Israel and Iran exchange missiles, the veil is going to be broken. Oh, you don't believe me, right? Look at this shit.
I'll tell you what.
Listen.
Recently.
Listen to this man.
And I put this in writing to the Pentagon in 2012 when I told.
Oh, never mind. This ain't the one he mentioned. My fault.
It was when you see Iran and Israel exchanging missiles, and I saw it. The way she tells me is a vision of. I see it like a living picture screen. I could see the rockets flying. Then all of a sudden, orbs appeared out of the ocean and everywhere.
This is crazy.
And I told the government,
my fault.
If this happens, the orb's going to appear and wake people up and stop it. That's what she told me.
April 2026. Yeah. And okay, you've put yourself in it there, Chris.
It's okay.
It's going to be Chris Bledsoe says April 2026 is when it all happens.
But I can tell you this: when I told this to the government about 2026, I just repeated what she told me. They immediately put remote viewers on. And all of a sudden, all the remote viewers are saying, oh my God, 2026, 2027, something is going to happen.
This man said when he told the government put remote viewers on her. You're right. Okay. I'm out. There are people here that have the ability to predict the future. And
I didn't think I heard that right.
Yeah, maybe you just sent it to me, Nathan. I thought this was the gravity deal. How we're gonna lose gravity in April for 7 seconds. You ain't heard that one, bro?
I have seen,
yeah. So, yeah, pretty crazy, man. So, I mean, we're gonna find out here in a few weeks.
Yeah, whatever.
But he did say 2027 too, right? He said April 26th or April 27th.
It went back and forth. So.
Yeah. So, okay. So it might have been the same guy who talks about it. But yeah, we're supposed to lose gravity for 7 seconds, as well. We'll see. That's gonna cause all kinds of problems, man. I hope I'm not on a plane when that happens.
Or near. Oh yeah. I don't know what that's gonna look like. Hopefully it's outside. Then you're gonna fall back down. That's gonna hurt.
You better grab onto a tree.
Yeah.
Oh, it's supposed to be summertime? Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Can you imagine you're driving down the street and then your car just loses? Oh, I'm gonna suck.
Boom.
Yeah. Be ready for those airbags to blow. Just saying. So I'll do the next one called The Ice Wall. We talk about the ice wall all the time, but I just found it interesting. I just figured I'd throw it on here and just, see what y'all thought about it. So check this out.
What if I told you there's a lot more to Antarctica than you've ever been told, and they're keeping it from you? You see, we were told to believe that Antarctica, that circle, that white circle right here, is the end of where we believe life is, right? So we're inside of that, and those are all of our continents. But the truth is, there's a lot more out there. There was an explorer by the name of Admiral Byrd, and he went over there and he seen
we
shit
just talked about
he
him.
said was crazy. And then they took him out for it. But check this out.
35 years ago, our guest tonight found out whether there was any land north of the North American continent. He made that first discovery flight, and I must say that Admiral Byrd, our guest tonight, is not only our greatest living explorer, but he's been an inspiration to countless Americans. Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole, from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
Now, this is where things get weird, because you're telling me that Admiral Byrd claimed that there was more land past Antarctica, and 5 years later, the UN, United Nations, mysteriously assembles together to pass a worldwide treaty banning all travel to Antarctica. People, this is where shit gets weird. As soon as he told Americans in the world that there was more land beyond Antarctica, they all agreed, all these countries agreed for nobody to go over there or be able to go over there. How weird is that? They are hiding something. Since when do countries ever get along? They're all at war all the time about the dumbest shit, but somehow they came to an agreement to keep all of them out of Antarctica. Why? What the fuck is over there that we don't know about? This is another good clip. Check this out.
By his son after his death, Admiral Byrd tells an extraordinary story. Admiral Byrd heard there was an entrance to the center of the earth through the South Pole. And he took planes under the South Pole. And when he did that, he discovered that as he flew over the pole, suddenly he's looking at things that shouldn't be there. His squadron flew under the earth, into the earth. It turns into this lush and green area, and he can't even believe his eyes. But that's just the beginning of his extraordinary story.
All I'm saying is that all these countries are keeping something from all of us, and we need to figure out what it is. What if I told you there's a lot?
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't mean you have to be a flat Earth, but to give me something beyond it, it's not showing us. I mean, we don't know if the pictures that they're showing us of Earth is real. I mean, you just don't know. I don't know. Don't know. I find it interesting.
I got the next one. I think this is the same one you showed before, shot with remote viewing. Do you want me to show? Is that right? Kind of the same guy.
Let me see.
Where did it go?
Billions made fan. What the fuck is it? Hold on.
Mine is CIA remote viewing.
Is this the same one?
Yeah.
My Facebook isn't pulling up the right one. We can skip it. You talking about fake history?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can skip it.
Okay. All right. So the next one is Hella Cells.
Okay.
This is actually from our Aunt Gladys.
Oh, okay.
So shout out Auntie. I didn't label that, but shout out Auntie. Appreciate you.
Shout out Aunt Gladys.
It's some game for real. Here we go.
There is a black woman living inside every hospital in the world right now. You have probably been treated with medicine that came from her body, but you don't even know her name. Follow this page, because this is a big fact in medical history. In 1951, a poor tobacco farmer named Henrietta Lacks went to Johns Hopkins for cancer treatment. Without asking her, doctors cut out a piece of her tumor and put it in a petri dish. What happened next was a miracle. Normal human cells die in a few days. Henrietta's cells never died. They multiplied forever. They called them Hella cells.
Oh, I've heard of this.
For years, Big Pharma used her cells to invent the polio vaccine, cancer treatments, and even the COVID vaccine. They made billions of dollars selling her biology. But here is the crime. Henrietta died in poverty, and for decades, her family didn't know her cells were alive. They couldn't even afford health insurance while companies got rich off their mother's body. She gave the world immortality. The world gave her nothing. Say her name, Henrietta Lacks, the biggest theft in science. Repost if you think the family deserves payment.
Man, shivers. Yeah. That's
Pay
wild work.
And people should be really upset about this. People should be disgusted and upset about this, that they continue to do this to folks.
I'm
Straight
reading
up.
this book called Cast. Y'all read that book. That book is crazy. Like the detail, like just how bad things can have been, and like where they label you just based on your skin or where you're from, or just like everything. Like it's all in our society. It's crazy. But anyways, I don't want to get into too much.
What's up, BJ? What's it called again? Cast?
Cast, yeah.
C-A-S-T?
C-A-S-T-E. Discusses like India and their caste system, America's caste system, the Nazi caste system. And like there's a part in the book the Nazis were like the Americans were too extreme with their like one drop rule. Like in America, if you have one drop of Negro blood, you're a slave.
Right.
And the Nazis were like, yeah, that's too much. That's too deep.
The Nazis were like, no, that's too much.
Yeah.
They said you're doing too much, America.
Yeah. Like, what?
What does that say? What does that say about America, bro?
America, man. They talk about like what I read today about like how like in our like in a lower caste system like Latino, Black, whatever you want to say, it is the black skin in America. We are the lowest caste. You know what I mean? And he was sitting down with his son, Tyler's son, and he thinking about he split up with his wife and all that. But like eventually one day, I have to discuss with him how he is a quote unquote threat in society. But right now I'm looking at a 4-year-old. Like, could you? And I don't have any kids, right? But like, I think about dad, like how he kind of slow walked that with us, kind of, right? Because like, how do you bring that up? Like, eventually you're gonna be looked at as a threat. Eventually, you know what I mean? You won't be 4, you'll be 13. I have to figure out how to keep you safe without like crushing your whole world. Like,
It was kind of one of those things like you would get that conversation when you would get in trouble in school or something, and it's like, hey, this is why I'm coming down on you so hard. This is why. So that was just, and then each time it would be a lesson because obviously you don't get it right away, and now that you exist in the society as an adult, black man, you're like, oh
God. So, like he's thinking about that, right? And I don't mean getting this book too much. And he's telling his son, to eat his vegetables before he drinks the juice, being a dad. And someone from the dominant caste system, a white woman, came and told his son, you can drink you can drink that juice if you want. Ignored him as a father, told the child you can drink that juice if you want. And he told her promptly to go back to her table. And you know what I mean? That's thing that I never I don't think about because I'm part of this group of people. Like that is something I know how to deal with. But that's just something I know at one point someone's gonna overstep their boundaries when it comes to something like that because they, you know what I mean? And they're not being malice. It's not malice. It's just the system they've seen their entire life. So it's an interesting book. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're doing a deal. What are you doing now? You're doing something where you read
75 hard. Yeah.
Yeah, 75 hard. Yeah.
Non-fictional book. Yeah.
Well, and you decided to do nonfiction, right? But you can do fictional, right?
I mean, I would. It's a hard balance. If you want to read something you like.
yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, Nate, I didn't know Lindbergh was big on eugenics, man. The whole thing is stupid to me. But all right, so I will so the next one is called Africans Did Not Sell Africans.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, really? So check this out. Oh, fuck me. All right.
own people. Bullshit. That's not what happened. That's the lie they need you to believe. Because if you really knew the truth, everything changes. Before 1500, slavery in Africa was not chattel slavery. It was debt bondage. You know, war captives given rights, people who could earn freedom. And then Europe arrived with a different plan entirely. The Portuguese did not come to trade. They came with guns, forts. They raided and burned villages and murdered people and stripped children of their families, and a system that required 12 million bodies. When Africans refused to participate, they were simply removed from the equation. Over 60% of enslaved Africans were kidnapped directly by European raiding parties. Villages were burned, families were destroyed. The ones who resisted were killed as examples. Yes, some African elite collaborated under military occupation, under threat of annihilation, under economic warfare. Calling that Africans selling Africans is like blaming Jewish capos for the Holocaust. Europeans controlled the ships, the weapons, the markets, and the laws. They defined who was cargo. They built the factories, the insurance policies, the financial system. This was European industry, not African commerce. Hundreds of African kingdoms fought European slavers and colonizers for centuries. Queen Zinga of the Dongo fought Portugal for 40 years. The Kingdom of Benin banned slave trading and was destroyed for it in 1897. If Africans sold themselves, then Europe bears less guilt. If it was just business, then reparation seems unreasonable. If Africans were complicit, then white supremacy has an alibi. The narrative was never about truth. It was always about liability. The transatlantic slave trade was a European-designed system of mass kidnapping and genocide. Some Africans collaborated under duress, but they didn't create it, control it, or profit from it the way Europe did. The Africans sold Africans myth exists to redistribute blame and avoid accountability. Why does the phrase Africans sold Africans appear in every slavery debate, but European military occupation rarely does? You got to ask yourself, who really benefits when we blame the victims of a crime for participating in their own destruction? If collaboration under colonization equals guilt, why aren't we applying that same logic to Europe's collaborators during its own occupation? Slavery was a European crime with some African coercion, yes, but it was not an African business venture. And even if it were the case that Africans sold Africans into slavery, how does that negate 400 to 500 plus years of rape, murder, pedophilia, torture, mayhem, chaos, lynchings, child murders, genocide, and stripping an entire race of identity of self? It's more convenient to shift the blame instead of taking accountability for the greatest crime against humanity. So miss me with that fucking debate that Africans sold Africans. That's bullshit. Africans sold their own people.
Really, Shell. Probably we sold our own people. Yeah, because that's the narrative that they want to spread. I had heard pray tell of that, but I'd never heard it broken down like that. And so I was just like, hey, yo, for real?
Yeah. I mean, anybody who knows, that like the slavery in Africa or most of these countries that had war slaves, it was a deed like slave or you're a prisoner of war. It wasn't chattel slavery. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Like
Now that part I knew.
Losing slaves in America, when people died, a lot of these people, these slave owners who own these plantations, looked at it as just, collateral damage, just as part of owning a business. It's in the book I read. She discusses a example of a slave owner who left his plantation and left the hands, and usually those hands are white poor men who, feel some type of power. They killed about 7 slaves, and that man came back at like nothing, like you know what I mean? So chattel slavery is disgusting. There's a picture y'all can look up of a man hanging from a tree, and there's a whole group of people gathered. And what will strike you about this picture, and I don't want to get too deep into this, but like it makes you think about how evil we can be. There's children in the image, and there's a girl looking up at the man in the tree, who obviously is a black man who's dead, and she's not looking at the body in horror. It's more of a delightful like curiosity. So like think about like how they normalize that,
right?
Like and how we kind of kept it pushing.
Yeah,
you guys gotta think of that. That's some crazy stuff, boy.
Yeah, that's insane. Like I said, normalize it, indoctrinate it. You know what I'm saying? Into that kind of like how people are indoctrinated into these religions, these mind controlling religions.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but and the fact that we're able to overcome that. And again, still got a lot of work to do. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So,
Sure. All right, next one is called the Van Allen belt. Did we really solve it in 1969? I have no idea what that is. We'll find out together.
Yep, they'll break it down.
Belts yet. Don't take my word for it. Take NASA's.
As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation. Sensors aboard will record radiation levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
I guess we're still working on solving this issue? Because I thought we...
We're also really pushing the boundaries in terms of where we're going forward with exploration.
I agree, Nathan.
Humans are naturally driven to do this. And this is really the beginning, I think, of human beings leaving low Earth orbit. I certainly plan on being around to see that.
I don't want to be a jerk because she seems like a nice girl, but newsflash, the moon is way outside low Earth orbit.
The plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket, something that is much bigger than what we have today. And it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to get to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to. And we're building these building block components in order to allow us to do that eventually.
Once we travel beyond low Earth orbit, the crew will be exposed to larger amounts of radiation. So we have to design both the crew protection systems and our electronic systems to withstand this radiation.
But didn't we already design those protection systems for Apollo? Why don't we just use that technology?
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Wait, we destroyed the technology and we can't recreate it? So nobody wrote anything down? That seems irresponsible.
You mean irresponsible, like recording over the original moon landing tapes?
Yeah, NASA did that. There are no original high-quality moon landing tapes. They were erased and reused.
Allegedly.
The footage we see of the moon landing was taken in a very strange way. NASA took a video feed from the moon and projected it onto a screen. Then TV stations pointed their cameras at the screen. The stations wanted a direct feed, but NASA refused. That's why the moon landing footage is such a mess. Anyway, the best way to protect a fragile human body from Van Allen radiation is lead shielding. But even a thin layer of lead would have made the Saturn V rocket too heavy to get off the ground. The only protection they had was a thin sheet of aluminum. But yeah, we can't pass through the Van Allen belts yet. Don't take my word for it.
I don't know what's going on. I'm not. What the hell? What?
I'm telling you, man, you believe something so long and then new information comes to you. It's hard not to reject it. It really is, man. It really is. It really is. Because it's like, well, what about the moon rocks? What about the moon rocks? The moon is hit all the time.
Yeah.
So and there's no real atmosphere, so that shit can fall to Earth. If it is indeed really moon rocks, like okay. What about the probes that you can see from a side? All right, that's cool. I'm not saying we can't put shit up there, but do people go up there for real?
Man, I don't know, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Because they're saying that we can't do it, and then they say, "Well, we destroyed the technology." Well, why did you destroy the technology?
Why did you destroy the? That's what I'm like. And I'm like, where's the context? I need to see the context about this video. That, bro, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'll tell you, man. It's a hard pill, man. Another hard pill to swallow is how they finding those rovers, those Mars rovers in Canada. That's a hard one for me. I'm like, damn.
What?
Yeah, they're showing that. The moon rover, the Mars rovers. They've shown them in Canada. Like, no, that's where they're really at. And here's the mountain range in Canada. The that they're showing. It's really this remote area in Canada. They want to have kidney stones in a jar somewhere. I guess I have some moon stuff. Yeah. Look, all of it is conspiracy. All right, it's all conspiracy, and we don't know anything. But it's just, it's strange when you get that type of information. You know what I'm saying? So, and like, take that part, bro. Like we was talking about, they wouldn't give the stations a direct feed.
Why?
They wouldn't give the stations a direct feed. Why?
Bro, that's super interesting. I don't know.
Because the direct feed is coming from a studio somewhere that they made to create that landing, maybe, and they can see where that's coming from. They're like, well, hey, that's a Hollywood studio over there in Hollywood, Burbank, LA. That's not from a satellite feed. So what are we talking about? I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna get to the next video, which is called Valis. That sounds like a demon. Let's see what's Valis. What are we talking about with Valis?
There is an author by the name of Philip K. Dick. He wrote a ton of books. So he actually had some of his books turned into movies as adaptations. But he had a book, Blade Runner. So Philip had this extensive dissertation to where he explained how reality worked, and all these books are actually based off of the information that he has and past experiences. He had an experience to where it came through this girl's, like he visited somebody and their necklace shined like a light into his eye. The beam of light came off of there, hit him in the eye, and he saw this reddish, purplish beam. He says he got a bunch of information. One of the first things he knew was that his young son had a rare disease. Takes him to the doctor. Doctor goes, how did you know that your son had this rare disease? They caught it early and saved his son's life. So by that simple thing right there, that piece of evidence to where he knew his son was sick and saved his life and it was real, that's when he started writing. Then he said that the way he got this information wasn't just downloads, but it was coming from this hyper intelligent system. He called it Valis.
He called it who?
Valis.
Valis stands for Vast Active Living Intelligence System.
There you go.
What is that? Oh my
AI.
How did he come up with this
I don't
before
know.
AI was even a figment of anyone's imagination?
All this information that he got from this being. He says there's a programmer. Life is a chessboard. And there's a program that sees all the moves.
God.
And then there's a dark force that looks like it's always winning, but in the end, the light wins. The programmer wins because the programmer knows all the moves and they're necessary moves for a greater good. He says that we are existing in parallel universes all at the same time. He's saying that deja vu is actually us getting upgraded and we're moving into a new timeline or existence, because every time we get an upgrade, we are moving to a better, more perfect existence.
When you think about heaven and hell, what if this is already heaven? And that kind of gives credence to that. He's saying that it's basically shedding until it becomes perfect. This could already be heaven, and we're just getting closer to this perfect existence.
This is heaven and hell at the same time. I think when you have religion and you have science together, that's the answer, because it's one and the same. When you think about scientists and professors and all this, they're so enrooted in logic. This is how things work, so it can't be a God and this and this and that. And then the religion people, God says this and that's what it is.
Just have faith, and which is fine, but
it's really both.
Yeah, they have to exist amongst each other. They're kind of one and the same.
He's just saying that essentially there is parallel universes. This is why we have the Mandela effect and whatever you want to call it, only because we are shedding the old world and getting to a better, more perfect existence. So eventually that world becomes chaotic and full of chaos and hell, and that's what hell kind of becomes. Right. It's the shedding of everything else, and then heaven is essentially the perfect version of earth. So there is an author.
It's a lot. You guys are clowning. Yeah, Sergio, I don't know. I guess that'd be the camera deal. If they had a camera that could zoom in automatically, I don't know if that existed in the 60s.
Or were they recording? Like in the area? So maybe the cameras that were recorded in the TV zoomed in. That'd be weird.
Well, yeah, it's like the camera like goes up with it. It's like, so did they have motion cameras then? Because like that's barely a thing now. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna let you go to the next. That's our last one for game of the game. I'm gonna let you go to the next segment. I'll be back.
So yeah, well, so we're moving on to Cap or No Cap. So this is a segment where we have videos that we find online that are quote unquote real videos or footages and spooky stuff or aliens stuff like of that nature, and we we go through it. If you think it's true, you'll say no cap. If you think it's false, fake, you'll say cap. So the first video we have is called Reptilians, I believe. Is that the name of the video we named it? Yeah, Russian Reptilians. So let's check it out.
Footage you're looking at was shot in Russia, showing these two reptilian beings. The footage may appear blurry, but you gotta understand they have the technology to distort all type of recording devices that's recording them. This footage right here is crazy.
So yeah, he pulled these comments up. Who got the film from the camera? What I was guessing is that they were in NASA. They were saying they're in NASA's. I don't know, bro. I have no idea. You're right. I don't know what that going on, man. Anyways, appreciate it, Nate. Anyway, y'all think that's cap or no cap? I'm seeing cap from Nate. Shell saying cap. Sergio saying cap. Yeah, I think that's fake. Yeah, that's BS. But yeah, man, I don't know, bro. Bad. You think you kind of like you think about it because like people like you take what people said, right? People said they saw the moon landing and they're all at home, but right, like who really recorded that? Man, I don't know, bro. Kind of mind blowing to me. All right, the next video is titled "What's That in the Background?" So I'll take that one.
All right.
Ooh,
your beard is looking awesome.
All right.
Keep it up.
Appreciate it, man. It gets real dry in the winter. All right. This is gonna be a tough one. So kind of look at it.
I'm gonna go full screen and put everybody's comments in here.
All right. Didn't make it any bigger for you. All right. We'll see how.
That's what she said.
Two dudes snapped this photo on an empty street in New Orleans. An eerie detail is hiding in the background, but I'm not going to point it out. Drop a comment when you see it.
You see it?
These two dudes snapped this photo on an empty street in New Orleans. An eerie detail is hiding in the background, but I'm not going to point it out. Drop a comment when you see it. These two dudes snapped
I see it. Yeah.
Empty street in New Orleans.
One more for
An eerie detail is hiding in the background, but I'm not going to point it out. Drop a comment when you see it. These two dudes.
Yeah, I see it.
Cap, no cap.
So the fact, did you hear Shell? No cap. So the fact that we can't really see it that well, I'm gonna go no cap.
I'm gonna go no cap.
Yeah.
The game, Sergio, like, man, let's be the thing. I can see why people would say that. That's cap. Got some big ass eyes.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably
cap, but I'm gonna say no cap.
Yeah, it's like an after image or something like that.
Maybe, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's gotta be something. I don't know. It's gotta be cap. So Sergio is saying it's cap. It's gotta be cap, but he doesn't know what it is.
Okay.
So maybe you think it's an after image, or you're just like, nah, I can't rock with that. Yeah. Since I can't explain it,
I'm gonna say no cap. Yeah. If you can explain it, no cap.
It's a ghost.
All right.
It's a ghost. Yep. All right. Well, while everybody is weighing in on that one, we'll go ahead and go to the next one. And the next one is called A Silent Night, right?
No,
or that shouldn't be there. Yeah. That shouldn't be there. All right. So creepy photos that keep you up at night. All right, check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Bureau Photos That Keep Me Up at Night, Part 70. A British mother, Laura Watson, was left terrified after discovering what appears to be a ghostly child standing behind her son in photos taken at Plessy Woods Country Park. She insists no one else was nearby when the picture
I see
was
it already.
snapped. Several photos were taken seconds apart from the photo in question, and they appear normal. Here's one of those photos, and the second one. Once skeptical of the paranormal, Laura says the experience has convinced her otherwise, sparking online speculation that the figure could be the spirit of a boy who drowned in the area years ago. Follow for more creepy real photos. Creepy real photos that keep me up at night, part 70. A British mother, Laura Watson,
That. I'm gonna look it over my back.
Yeah, I want to see that
what
again.
appears to be a ghostly child standing behind her son in photos taken at Plessy Woods Country Park. She insists no one else was nearby when the picture was snapped. Several photos were taken seconds apart from the photo in question, and they appear normal. Here's one of those photos, and the second one. Once skeptical of the paranormal, Laura says the experience has convinced her otherwise, sparking online speculation that the figure could be the spirit of a boy who drowned in the area years ago. Follow for more creepy real photos.
So we got no caps in the building.
Yeah, that one gives me shivers. I don't like that one.
Jeez. Yeah, that definitely shouldn't be there.
That shouldn't be there.
No.
All right. I think everybody kind of waited
Enjoy
on
some.
that one. So I'm gonna go to the next one called A Silent Night.
Ooh. Scary.
As you can see, it's one of my favorite creators.
Yeah, you keep going to her.
Let's get it.
Photos that keep me up at night, part 77. TikTok user Bailey made a video about this photo that was taken by her dad in the house that she grew up in. A few months before this photo was taken, Bailey's stepmom was looking at Bailey's dad standing in the kitchen, and she saw a man standing behind him. She blinked and looked away, and then the man was gone. Then, on Christmas Eve, her dad took this photo. He was sitting by the fireplace after everyone had gone to sleep when he snapped this photo to document the moment. About a month later, Bailey's stepmom was looking through her dad's photos. It was then that she noticed a figure in the photo that didn't match the description of anyone who was in the house. Here's the photo.
Oh, God.
We'll watch Bailey's video about it and follow for more creepy real photos. Creepy real photos that keep me up at night, part 77. TikTok user Bailey made a video about this photo that was taken by her dad in the house that she grew up in. A few months before this photo was taken, Bailey's stepmom was looking at Bailey's dad standing in the kitchen, and she saw a man standing behind him. She blinked and looked away, and then the man was gone. Then, on Christmas Eve, her dad took this photo. He was sitting by the fireplace after everyone had gone to sleep when he snapped this photo to document the moment. About a month later, Bailey's stepmom was looking through her dad's photos. It was then that she noticed a figure in the photo that didn't match the description of anyone who was in the house. Here's the photo lightened up a bit.
Man.
Go watch Bailey's video about it and follow for more creepy real photos.
No, I'm good.
You know what's weird? Usually you don't get to me, but those two, for some reason, made my hair, the hair I have, right?
Yeah. Jill said it looks like the thing she saw the night we shot at.
Man.
It was me saying goodbye, Shell. Kobe, did you see anything that night? Did I show up? No, I didn't show up.
I
didn't want to scare you. Yeah, Nathan, that lady that was in that photo with you guys, man. I don't know what the heck that was.
Whenever I'm telling you right now, whenever they want to show that, Nathan, it's up to you, but I deleted that picture off my phone because it gave me the heebie-jeebies. That's how much it creeped me out. So if we ever show that photo, that's gonna be that one, man.
Yeah, that's jacked up. Father Taylor, he got shit to do.
He probably doesn't know we're on tonight. I didn't tell him. So.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Black Mamba. The Lakers are playing tonight. That definitely wasn't you. That figure was tall and almost touched the ceiling. What are you trying to say? Trying to say I'm short?
I want to know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that story no more. News story. I don't know about that no more.
What? What story?
I don't worry about that man, that tall shadow. I don't worry about that anymore. Bro. That shit is terrifying, dog.
that motherfucker ran short out the house. All right. So the next one is called "Who's That in the Mirror?" Is that one of them?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Wait.
That's your friend sent this photo to her family group chat.
His girlfriend sent this photo to her family group chat to let them know she'd arrived safely at the hotel. It was at this point that her brother replied, "Who's that in the mirror?"
Shit.
My ex-girlfriend sent this photo to her family group chat to let them know she'd arrived safely at the hotel. It was at this point that her brother replied,
shit.
"Who's that in the mirror?"
Hell
My
nah.
ex-girlfriend sent
That
this
is
photo
cute.
to
Who
her
was
family
that in
group
the
chat
mirror?
to let them know she'd arrived safely at the hotel.
Two-step Charlie.
It was at this point that her brother replied, "Who's that in the mirror?" My ex-girlfriend sent this
Get
photo.
out of that hotel. Time to
Oh
go.
my golly. Who's that in the mirror? Yeah, who indeed? Jeez. I hope she had an answer for him.
We got a lot on here, bro. We might want to do like 4 more. No, I mean, that's pretty much all of them, right? 4 or 5 more. Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
How many we shown?
Yeah,
How many
we just
shown?
show them all. Might as well.
Yeah.
So I got the next one. It's called. You might want to pass on that one. All right, here we go.
And met a woman at a club and
Oh, I
followed
seen this one.
Well, look what he was
We
able
shown
to
this one.
capture in his dash camera before the video finishes abruptly. It was a good thing he didn't make it back to her house. This man met a woman.
You sure that one? All right.
Yeah, we showing that one.
Okay.
But yeah, you might want to pass on that one. You know what, Nathan? I don't check my hotel room. And I'm in a hotel every week. Don't check it. I think I just got used to it, maybe. But Nathan, you
see that thing, man.
Nathan has seen some shit. So I have too, but then you got a haunted hotel out there too, right? Where you at? I don't know if that's cap, Sean. I think that might. I don't know.
That one was creepy. I'm gonna say no cap.
I think we said that was no cap last time.
Do his phone? Cause what the hell?
Right. All right. I got the next one right. Stay clear.
Oh
yeah. So that's gonna stay clear. Just give me a second, y'all, while I pull this up. All right. Here we go.
Míralo, Mari.
Ajá, está contento, ¿eh?
¿Estás grabando qué? Pues sí.
Acuérdate que por ahí se mete el gato, no te acerques tanto.
Solo voy a mirar. Míralo, Mari.
Ajá, está contento, ¿eh?
¿Estás grabando qué? Pues sí.
Acuérdate que por ahí se mete el gato, no te acerques tanto.
Solo voy a mirar.
I think it's cap.
What do you think it is? What could have done?
Probably AI or something.
So cat piss me off.
That thing was with long arms, though. I want to fight it. That thing had a huge hog. Yeah.
They told him not to go over there, man.
All right, I got the next one called Date Night.
Okay.
It is our 2-year anniversary, officially 2 years. We've been dating for 2 years, but we've known each other forever.
Cap. They haven't been together that long.
You didn't just see something come in here?
Oh. A girl walking to the bathroom?
Video? I didn't know there was more.
Just a peaceful night here.
We've seen this one.
I want to go to bed myself. What the?
I'm not watching that. All right. Cap or no cap?
It's just like a girl, a house guest going through the.
It could be fake.
Okay, you good, Sergio. Are you finally going home from the auction, dude?
Damn.
AI.
Yeah, might have been. Yeah, I think that's cat. I think you just have somebody walk through.
Yeah, I think somebody just walked through and the camera didn't get a good look at him.
Yeah,
but work. All right. Well, I think the next one you might change your mind about that. So this is called Gray. So think about this.
Oh man.
Cap or no cap?
Big cap.
Looks real to me.
Big cap.
It's
like a video game.
Kinda did, didn't it? Kinda did. All right.
Next one.
Capacity. Tell the cat just from being frozen before it started.
Yeah, they didn't start till the game loaded in. Put your cap on.
I don't have them. I'm not in my podcasting studio today. My board went out, so we're doing it old school today.
You don't got that big ass mic cover compressor on your mic.
The Death Star compressor.
Yeah.
So
Alright, y'all. This next one's called Scary Photos.
Fotos comigo que eu não vou ficar com medo sozinha. Vamos começar com a foto dessa moça que foi num evento e decidiu tirar uma foto assustadora para fazer uma brincadeira. Quando ela chegou em casa, ela foi olhar a foto e ela reparou nessa coisinha aqui no fundo. Pelo amor de Deus. O que é isso? Uma moça chamada Kini viajou com as amigas dela para o México e aí elas estavam no hotel, decidiram tirar umas fotos e em uma das fotos saiu essa pessoa aqui, que não estava lá com elas na hora que elas estavam tirando fotos. Na viagem estavam essas 3 meninas, mais a Kini, que é essa moça aqui deitada na cama. Elas não fazem ideia de quem que é essa pessoa que saiu na foto e eu dei uma editada para a gente conseguir ver melhor. E vocês estão preparados? Pelo amor de Deus, gente. Pra finalizar, essa foto que foi tirada há 10 anos atrás por uma moça chamada Jordan, ela falou que ela fazia faculdade na Geórgia e a cidade tinha muita fama de assombrada. Tinha até umas turnês com guia para passear pelos locais assombrados. A Jordan foi com o noivo dela para participar de uma dessas turnês com guia. Quando eles passaram em frente a essa casa, e teve uma sensação de que ela tinha que tirar uma foto. Ela bateu a foto e depois continuou andando com o pessoal. 10 minutos depois, ela parou para olhar as fotos e ela acabou vendo isso aqui no canto da imagem. Quando ela parou para tirar a foto, o grupo continuou andando, então não tinha ninguém parado perto dela. E ela não faz ideia de quem é essa pessoa que saiu ali na foto. Bizarro, né, gente? Vem ver essas fotos comigo que eu não vou ficar com medo sozinha. Vamos começar com a foto dessa moça.
What do y'all think about those? That last one, I think that was a ghost tour. And they just have the picture of the house. They didn't see that girl in the picture when they took it. They weren't there when they took that photo up.
How do you know that, man? Can you understand what she was saying?
A little bit.
Was she speaking Spanish?
Yeah.
Her mom showing her the bachelor party. Well, her mom showed her at the bachelor party unannounced. No catch of the capstone. Yeah, I don't think that's cap either.
Yeah, no cap.
Yeah. All right. So we got one called Hello. This is a rewatch. We watched this one before, but this is a more in-depth, longer reel. So I want to show it to you guys and see what you guys think. I believe that we said it was no cap last time we watched it, but I don't know, man. This time is a little bit freakier. Eastern European. It looked like they were the accent Eastern European. Okay, we met some. I'm sure you probably don't remember those girls from Latvia. Should I remember those girls from Latvia? It kind of sounded like them. So here we go. Check this out.
But here,
Wait, am I sharing it?
getting home from a
Yeah.
All right.
friend's house when she catches an encounter on camera that no one is believing. She's now giving us another video, not zoomed in. Look at this light. I'm going to start it over. This is the light we all need to be keeping our little eyeballs on. And I'm going to apologize in advance because Tammy gets out of her car and then it sounds like this light thing talks to her.
Minneapolis.
It sounds like it tells her hello. However, whenever she looks across the street, she realizes it's not only something that shouldn't be speaking English, it's something that shouldn't even be able to speak at all. She sees that it's moving on all fours, like a dog, except it then like morphs. And then by the time she's walking to her house, glances back and the thing looks like it's like 10 feet tall. Here at the ends that you see how tall this light is. The whole light encounter started like just maybe a foot from ground level. The entire thing is creepy as hell, but besides it telling her hello, Tammy literally like doesn't say anything at all. There is fight, flight, but there is also freeze. And what we witness right here at this second is her freezing. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't understand what she is seeing. And she's pretty sure whatever it is had just told her hello. It takes her a minute. She tries to figure out if she needs to be getting back in her car or getting into her house. She chooses to go into her house. She had taken a couple sips of something, which was why she was probably so calm for this. It's up to her for pre-medicating before this encounter. I don't think she should have been driving though. And it is either one of two things. Either an interdimensional being or quadrobics. Either of which I want to know as much as I now know. Strongly recommend just posting your funny memes in the comment section and moving on about your life. Before anyone asks, no, this didn't happen in the Appalachian Mountains, but close. It happened in Alabama. I don't want to meet you for this, but here we are. This is Tammy, who is getting home from a friend's house when she came.
Nathan, tell us a story. Yeah, it didn't move fast enough for me. She was scared. Yeah, I think she was just like, she was kind of numb to it. I've seen some stuff when I was a little inebriated, and I'm just like, all right, I don't panic. I'm just like, all right, let me just get out of here. Except for that one time we saw that. Well, I was pretty calm, Chad, when we saw that thing that was going through the parking ramp. When I was trying to get you to get in the car, and you were moving slow. Nathan, can you type up the story? Or you want to come in?
Yeah, maybe come in. Yeah, it was recorded.
Okay. All right, we'll record it.
My bad.
Yeah, Alabama got him.
Yeah, Alabama got him. Hoops and holler.
Yeah, they do. All right, y'all. Show's over. We did it.
Appreciate y'all pulling up. All 6 of y'all, man. That's dope.
Yeah, buddy. On Monday?
Oh, yeah,
I think we had 9 at one point.
Great.
So
appreciate y'all pulling up, man. It's been a good time. I told bro, like we episode a little bit quicker, but it's just so much fun talking.
Yeah. Oh, I can't hear you no more, bro.
I'm muted. Hello?
Yeah, you're back now. Thank you, Shal.
Okay.
Yep. Show's over.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all pulling up on the Monday. We know you guys got things to do. You guys got to work and all that good stuff. You probably had a hard day today, like the rest of us did, but we here. Appreciate you guys being with us and having a good time and all the things in between. So we'll be back next Sunday, hopefully, unless something happens.
No, we should be good.
With basket hoops is on, or
maybe
I'm too hungover. We'll see what happens. But with that, Kobe, you wanna?
Before we get out of here, man. Don't whistle in the woods. Don't whistle at night. And show some respect to your ancestors.
With that, we're out of here. Appreciate y'all. Peace. people who came from the sky.
Yeah.